bless America.
Oh.
4, 5, 6, 7. Cheating. It's a dream. You should get that. Let's go! My feet, sir! Welcome back to Nickel City X-Wing, everybody. My name is Greg, and this is Game 2 of 2.5 Thursday night here between Lou and Josh. Joining me again all the way from a town called Poughkeepsie is Mark, a.k.a. the Hoarder of Garlic Bread. What's up, buddy?
How much?
I don't know where Poughkeepsie is, for being honest with ourselves.
I didn't know that was a town, but I guess I'm adjusting to my new life here, and thanks for relocating me. Worked out from all the people I'm hiding from.
Anytime. This is going to be a scramble the transmission match. So people going to be scrambling them transmissions. We've got the infinite stopping mall on Lou's side, so that's something to look forward to. See where he parks, if he can park well enough. Which list do you want to do?
I'll do the scum one, because a lot of the pieces I've been messing around with, and admittedly 2.0, but still a scum list.
Okie doke.
Okay, so we got Manru, aka the wrong jump master, but no one was flying her, so it's Manru. So she's the one that's costed well. But she's got a really cool loadout. She's got Notorious, which is after you defend the attackers in your firing arc, you can strain them by spending one of your recurring charges. And when you shoot someone who's strained, you can re-roll a blank result. So not only do you gain mods for people being strained, you penalize them for shooting you, which Manru likes because she passes green tokens because she's a really neat support piece. We also have Cat Solus, who, when he does a red maneuver, which means pretty much when he turns around, or if he's got a damage engine, he gains focus tokens. Nadru, he's filler. He rolls extra dice if he's all by himself, but gonna die anyway. Ahaf, he's filler. He rolls extra dice when shooting or defending against something bigger than him. We got a dummy thick maul with the infinite stop shenanigan of Jabba the Hutt, contraband cybernetics, and adding to that shenaniganery, he's also got Night Brother, so he can also gain tokens while stopping. And he's got mods with Lando. He's got double taps. It's pretty close. Gross.
All right, and for the Rebellion, we've got Wedge Antilles with Marksmanship, Deadeye Shot, Proton Torpedoes, Afterburners, and S-Foils, of course. Gina Moonsong in the B-Wing with Marksmanship, Traj Sim, the Colfax Special I like to call it, Jamming Beam and Proton Bombs, and S-Foils. Ten Numb with Trick Shot, wow, Trajectory Stimulator, Jamming Beam, Ion Torpedoes, Proton Bombs, Electronic Baffle, and Stabilized S-Foils. And Derek, a.k.a. Hobby, Clivian, and of course AP5 with K2SO and the R4 Astromech. Betting is open. Who you got?
What makes me sad is there's no Dutch in this list, and here's why. You can't say, Master has given Hobby a lock.
Okay. I do not know what you're referring to.
Oh, Hobby, the house elf.
Right, but it's Hobby.
Yeah, he's Hobby. It sounds close enough to Dobby. So if you could do a pretty good Dobby impression, then you
guys, we're gonna open the poll. Was that a good joke?
I'm sorry. Oh, Master's giving Dobby a lock.
All right, you got 5 minutes to vote. Was that a good joke? Yes or no?
So if it's all bad votes, do I get to claim self-selection bias?
I don't know. I don't think these things through.
Well, that
Selbert
makes two of
says,
us.
even the stop rotate on Maul feels like perfect information advanced sensor to me. It sure does. It's why
Well,
it
I mean,
needs to
like
go. It needs to go.
stop rotate is like built into the U-wing's design, and the gauntlets like are really thick, a really big U-wing. So
Yeah, but the
it's
infinite
kind of something
stop
that.
with
Oh, the infant stop has to go, but to a degree, it's just finishing what Leia Rebel Crew started.
Leia Rebel Crew is like once every 3 turns, so basically once a game. I don't have an issue with Leia Rebel
2.5,
Crew.
yeah, but like in 2.0, you get around 4 uses of her in a game.
Maybe. I think the average amount of turns was like 8 or 9 by the end of 2.0.
Depends on
Get
who's
12.
playing and what's flying.
Scramble the transmission, Hickman. Scramble the transmission. We gonna scramble that transmission.
Gonna be a big automotive bill.
Yeah, sure is. Stop is super reasonable with the predictable dial. I don't have a problem with the gauntlet's dial or the ability to stop and rotate. I have a problem with you being able to do it 7 turns in a row. Subroot. All right, Mark. Subroot wants the joke again, so we can
Oh, you
put
should
a
fly.
well-informed.
You should fly Dobby with Dutch. So if you give him a lock with Dutch's ability, you can shout in a Dobby voice, "Master has given Hobby a lock."
There it is, Subroot. Master has given Hobby a lock is the punchline. He says thank you. Velvet Buddha says Jabba dumb. Hurtful. He's a hut. Pretty smart. Runs a cartel.
So, who's your massive crew in your scrub down list, Buddha?
That's in St. Louis.
Somewhere in Missouri. I don't know.
Is there another city in Missouri?
Kansas City.
Okay. All right. Well played.
For the one person who voted yes on a good joke,
Is it
I'm
you?
sorry you had such. No, it wasn't me. I have my VPN on, so I can't interact with Twitch because it knows I have a VPN. But for that one person who voted yes, I'm sorry that you have a bad taste in comedy, but I thoroughly appreciate the yes.
Whiteman Air Force Base. That can't be true. There's no way an Air Force Base is being like, let's invite all these fucking nerds to our Air Force Base. Can Q9 take Java Contra? I guess he could. Ugh. Make it stop.
So, Greg, how do you?
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you feel about the objectives being roll to switch as opposed to just action switch?
I guess I don't have that strong of an opinion on it. It's a major feels bad if you roll and you don't get the switch.
I'm thinking that if you're a player, it would just suck. But if you're a streamer, you're like, ho ho ho, things just got interesting.
Well, it's just sometimes it gets like fucking. I can just imagine how frustrated it has to be, especially if it happens like more than once in the game. You know, you're just like, come on. Ghost Bongo says, I didn't hate or enjoy the joke, but I'm enjoying the fallout of it. Okay, fair enough. Well, it looks like the majority of you said it was not a good joke, and Mark will now apologize.
I am sorry for subjecting you to that.
There you go. All is forgiven.
Hey, my joke got 33% approval. That's a success by certain metrics.
Name one metric where that's a success.
I don't want to throw a Molotov cocktail on this dumpster fire, but it was a big topic of last week, so I'm not going to talk about it.
I find it fun, but too game changing for a competitive thing.
Yeah, Dobby jokes are OP.
I think he meant the.
Yeah, that was the joke. Is like I was playing a fool.
All right, guys, back to the voting booth.
Was his joke about a joke a good joke? How many layers will this joke get before it stops being a Dobby joke and starts becoming Shrek?
And we've actually started here. Got a claim from Lou on the first one. Hey. Kellen says, well, 333 is pretty good in baseball. Yeah, but baseball is by far the worst sport. By far.
Baseball is a pastime, not a sport.
Because the past is the only time baseball was ever fun. That was a joke I did in my stand-up album, which you can get on Spotify. Give me those money. 33% of people think New York style pizza is better. Only if that survey's out of 35%.
Versus what pizza? Like, I like New York style more than deep dish, but I like other styles more than New York style.
Honestly, I think Detroit's my favorite style of pizza, for being real.
That's the one with a very airy, doughy crust, right?
Yeah, it's like a thicker crust, but it's like airy.
Yeah, that's my favorite. There's actually some really good pizza places in North Central Indiana. If you're ever there, like go to like Bruno's. I think it might only be in South Bend and Mishawaka, but like they serve basically that Detroit style.
Guys, if you're ever in Mishawaka, get Detroit style pizza.
At a place that doesn't acknowledge that it's Detroit style pizza.
So, Brute, you have no opinion on pizza. You live in Canada. They do not have actual pizza.
Oh, actually, Canadians were the first ones to put pineapple on pizza. It was back in the 50s when Hawaiian pineapple farms started opening. Yeah, the Canadians.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's their fault. What is Mishawaka? Well, it's clearly...
it's a misspelling of Mishawaka.
Yeah.
But what is it? It was actually a sub-tribe of the Potawatomi Indians before the big continent genocide happened.
Yeah, Desi, you're in Ontario. You gotta know a native name when you see it. Everything here is named for... I live in Tonawanda. You think that's an English name?
Scottish, maybe.
No.
So I'm not betting, but were I to bet, I would bet probably in favor of the B-Wings because they're facing a shieldless thing.
I will never not bet on Rebels in 2.5. They're too good.
But you better bet against Rebels if Republic's on the other end, because Republics are
okay.
Rebels,
if it's Jedi, then I bet on the Jedi. All right, my order of betting is Jedi, Rebels, and then I'll play it by ear. There is a little oopsie daisy bump.
Oh, that's a crit too. That's the ultimate oopsie fuck the doodle.
Well, you lose shield.
Yeah, but just imagine if it were the Rebel TIE Fighter. Salivate on that.
Yes. that would suck if it was a Rebel TIE Fighter.
It's like...
And there's Wedge. I don't think Scum wants this joust.
No, but...
Double tapping B-Wings with trajectory simulators?
There are light switches there, so why not? So, Manaru can mitigate this joust because she has Notorious, so she'll like just take away people's green dice, up to 2 people on the first engagement, then 1 a turn after that. And she also has full mods with R5P8. So things are looking better than you'd expect for her, but at the same time, she can't handle 3 ships all at once.
And this
we got
Hobby into the Fang, I think.
Yeah.
And completely evaded.
It's fine.
And here's the thing: the Rebels didn't pick up any objectives. So this is going to be a 1-0 lead after the first round for Lou the Lunatic. We head into round 2.
It also appears that Scum will maintain the objective advantage by the end of the next turn, but again, you have all that firepower at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I think the strat here for the Rebels is go for the nuke option.
Go for the nuke option, then pick up the leftover light switches.
You pretty much have to get Manaru down by turn 3 for this to be a good trade, because the objective race is going to be out of hand. Velvet Buddha says, not a great joust. Trade 4 for 4, Manaru B-Wing.
Manaru's only 4? That's pretty good.
Ahav shouldn't yeet. I think he's trying to say should yeet. Ahav should yeet to the top objective. And face that B-Wing, 100%. Dead on.
I was thinking Nadru takes top objective. Solace just
Nadru is taking top objective. I think Hobby here is banking right and is going to claim boost left to get the flank and claim that objective behind on the Rebels. Manaru at 4 is so good, says Celebrew. Yeah, Manaru is a little bit... Of all the scum ships that are overcosted, which is most of them, Manaru is pretty good.
Scum, as well as Separatists, get the new Rogue Squadron, whatever they are, the Magna Guard fighters. Now the thing is, will they unban stealth device for Victor Hill?
Well, it's only banned in standard.
Which is what
And
most
Victor
organized
Hell
play
is
is.
standard. Yeah, I mean, but that's kind of like hyperspace. You know, like I don't have an issue with that.
Okay.
Hyperspace didn't have a lot of stuff either in it. Magna Guard are going to be so fucking annoying to supply, buddy. I kind of agree with that.
Like, imagine seeing Grievous running away is like, don't even bother shooting it. We were talking about last game about games where like shots don't matter. Just don't waste everyone's time shooting at a Grievous with a Magna Guard.
I don't think you should even put it on Grievous. I think you should put it on Nantex.
Oh, I was thinking if with the Sith Infiltrator cost permitting, definitely in 2.0. Don't know about 2.5, but like just increase its agility and give it a little more durability.
So there is the 2-pink right, like I claimed there was going to be, like I said there was going to be, like I promised there would be.
To be entirely fair, if he didn't do that, he'd be giving up on support.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly the obvious move, but that's not the point. I think you just claim this, even if you get a shot coming in from Andrew that is pumped up, you're still an A-Wing, you still have a lot of dice. I think you're okay.
I'm thinking claim boost because we don't know if Cad is coming to bite his backside.
Yeah, I would definitely claim boost left and come around next turn and start mopping up.
Because then you can flip the light switch that the TIE Fighter flipped.
You know what? No fucks given. This is going to be an objectiveless game for the Rebels, apparently. We love to see the attitude. Ahav? Ahav! What's that fuss? Just remember, Outcast. Greg, you want a Kyber Cup match tomorrow around 6 p.m. Yeah, I could actually do that. It's not... Yeah, that would work for me. Message me. Just send me a quick Discord. I can probably swing that.
I'm wondering, I gotta check. What are the rules for foils and equipping upgrade cards? Like a B-Wing with reload foils can't equip. Okay, so it's can a B-Wing with reload foils equip an Electro Proton Bomb? Or is it like the whole extreme maneuvers Luke scenario? Oh, Fly
What do
Maddie
you-
says they enable saturation, so I guess you could equip electroprotons on B-Wings with foils.
Rebs could take Maul down here if they wanted, if they could block him into some proton bombs. Yeah, I think they're gonna launch the proton bombs next turn. It depends really where Maul goes. I kind of wouldn't hate if Maul blew one of his contraband and stayed there this turn.
Yeah, he'd only be hurting himself. He'd just stay. It's just a really bad spot. Although Rebels are probably going to try taking out Manaru first, just
That
because
is
it's like
4 objectives for the scum side. And
if you're not caring, he's claiming that one too.
Yeah, I mean, why would he care? So, like, even if you lose Manaru here, right? I don't think you're going to lose Manaru, but...
It's a 2-point ship, and you just risked almost nothing to gain a point off an objective that will stay until it gets switched, so...
And that Fang is in such a great position for next turn.
I think focus boost right. Wedge is not jousting you. Or boost focus right, whatever the order is. No, I'm sorry. I was checking Wikipedia again. I did not check who was moving in what order. I just flipped to the tab to see the Fang had already moved.
Flying Mighty saying Josh better kill Manaru this turn. Well, this is about to get... I think this game can run away from the Rebels pretty fast here.
Oh, there's Maul, that dirty, dirty rotter.
Did Maul just stay put? No, wait, he's revealing a 3 forward, which is white.
Oh, okay. I just saw him bring out a focus already. There you go. So he's just stopping. That was my immediate thought.
So I think he Night Brothered.
Yeah.
Yeah, he spent the charges on the title to get the focus and took the 2 calculates. Does he have Lando on his ship? Is that why he's calculating? Yeah,
he's got IG and Lando.
Yeah, very good.
So he's got mods for days.
All right.
And
Wedge.
Cool thing about Lando is he doesn't specify what green tokens. He just takes the calculate, which is the weaker of the 2 available green tokens, and you save the focus.
Yeah, so they have a real good shot at doing some damage to Manaru here, but you need this. You absolutely need this because you're hemorrhaging 4 points around at this rate.
Manaru is only 4 points.
Exactly. So
like at best, you break even, so you better blow this up.
Yep. So here's Wedge with a proton torpedo into Manaru. 4v2. Oh, 4v1,
Manaru
right?
has
4v1.
no, yeah, there's no range bonus on torpedoes, so it's 4v1.
Yeah. 4v1. All right, Wedge, let's see you do that.
Blue actually reading Wedge's ability.
Good roll. 2 hits, 2 crits.
Let me bring attention to the fact that Lou is a podcaster, and he had to put his hand over the card to read Wedge's ability. Like, doesn't that invalidate your credentials as an X-Wing podcaster?
There's so many cards
saying.
now.
Not Super Saiyan, just saying.
All right, here's 3 from Gina. Shields down. Hit crit into Manaru. Manaru should get... Manaru's going to spend focus taking nothing. I think Manaru gets an extra die there.
Yeah, wasn't Manaru notoriousing? I don't understand. Like, this is the window to do Notorious. It's rechargeable.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't want to. This is Maul into 10 nub. And whatever happens here, I think Maul just takes it. Or 10 nub just takes it. Gonna spend a calculate for a reroll.
Oh, 10 nub would just take it. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about
spend
that.
a force here, right? Spend a force. Get that back, and you can save the calculate for any defensive rerolls you might want, even though you're not going to take any shots. Hit crit. And I wouldn't spend that, but it's gonna spend stress. I guess you spend it while you have the chance, but you need all the offense you can get. One shield down on 10.
Yeah. Especially on the double tap B-wing, like your odds of getting a focus results rack up pretty quickly.
Tendum primary. Tendum has proton torpedo or proton ion torpedo.
Has ion torpedo, so you shoot the ion,
and then you trajectory simulator next turn.
Yeah. Yeah, he's shooting the ion this turn. Then you use a double tap to go ahead and do the primary.
I mean, it's not a guarantee to get the ion here.
And no, I meant just to get the chip damage. Like, it's pretty unlikely with only one mod that he ionizes. But that's not going to be enough to ionize. But
no, so it's guaranteed to do a damage.
Damage, which is what he wanted out of the munition. One evade, one eye,
so
one
damage, one ion. Yep. That is into the hull of Manru, but again, this 4-point swing per turn, every turn.
In Manru, every turn.
Yeah. And Maul's going to get into his infinite stopping game.
I think, okay, so I'm trying my best not to sound snarky about the best strategy being not shooting a game about shooting, but I think there's a lot to be said in, like, getting tunnel vision and building a list. Like, this Rebel list is really good at blowing stuff up, but you also have to do other stuff besides blow stuff up. If you get tunnel vision on blowing stuff up, then you'll lose the other stuff that's just as good, if not better than blowing stuff up, depending on the situation.
Only one hit for Andrew. And Hobby easily evades.
The epic battle, 2-point filler fighting each other off by themselves. Ooh, full string.
Oof. One evade, that shields on Andrew.
But Hobby is stressed, so Nadru can just ignore him as he goes to, like, do whatever he wants to do.
Well, Hobby should, like, just go forward and start capping objectives to stop the bleeding.
I'm thinking it's actually even a bit late for that. It's like, there is a lot of blue objective color on the board right now.
One crit, one evade. Ahav taking the shot. Ahav's never going to get his bonus here. Manaru, a little bit of payback perhaps here.
If only the remember of Notorious. As someone who's just super on board with the Notorious Dangar, with Gar Saxon and R5P, it's giving me conniption seeing no Notorious should have spent this whole round. Oh, that was R5P8, okay. And looks like just one. What?
And that is 4 points for Lou, no points for Josh. That hurts. That's the type of bleeding that you just can't. You have to cauterize that wound fast. Because no amount of killing Manaru makes up, because it's still 4 points next turn. It should only be 3. Hobby should be making it 3.
I think this is a location where Maul just stops for the rest of the game.
Yeah, this is where Maul is. This Maul lives here now. And here's the thing. Cad is in such a good position to just start nuking people from the flank.
Yeah. Because like there's no way Wedge is taking his eyes off target. Like he's got to blow
No, there's
something
no
up.
way they're turning in on Cad and just giving their flank to Manaru and Maul. Like, you just can't. And that is, I mean, this is kind of what we talked about at the beginning, right? Like, if you ignore the objectives, you have to nuke. It has to be a nuke shot, and if you don't get the nuke shot off, it's I mean, we can.
And the B wings, like again, this rebel list is really good blowing stuff up, but there's also different kinds of blowing stuff up. And I know this sounds really
Right.
stupid, but with the B wings, how do they do stuff quickly? It's not like Wedge, who has support and has a double modded torpedo that nerfs the opponent. With the B wings, their strength comes in whittling things down real fast with the double taps. And double taps mean one's going to be a primary inevitably, and depending on your loadout, you can get additional secondaries. It's almost invariably there will be range bonuses involved for said B wings. So, and then they also have the trajectory simulator. So a lot of their bite is spread across 2 or 3 turns. It's just not as instantaneous as like torpedo carriers. And again, as you mentioned, having those light switches flipped earlier, like time is of the essence. Every turn you don't flip a light switch, that's a 2-point swing per light switch.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like, listen, I think Josh is a good player, and like, I'm not saying the game's over, but like, if you like gave me this situation, and like erase players and everything, I'm telling you that Scum wins 99 out of 100 in this situation. It's such an advantage to have this swing, even
Now,
with the firepower being over on the Rebel side.
So now this raises the question, like, if you see like where this is, like as a role player, do you just say, I got to swing high, I just got to hope for the miracle crit chains, I got the crit mechanics or whatever? Do you just aim for Maul and hope to blow it up fast? Or do you just
I
stay
think
on
at the
Manaru?
very least you have to take out Manaru this turn. Like, that is not optional. You have
Okay.
to take out Manaru, and then you have to get Hobby to make this only a 3-point swing, and that'll put you down for 8. That puts you down 4, and then you can maybe focus on Cad and hope Wedge can do some numbers on Cad, and that can kind of tie the game. But you really need to get some of these switches flipped. Like, Hobby right now needs to be running his ass off flipping stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if Hobby doesn't shoot the rest of the game.
He's pointed in a very awkward position to do that.
Well, he can 2-bank, and then he's going to have to, like, one hard boost to
Yeah.
get back in position and start coming from behind on Maul.
Well, this is like one of the fastest scoring formats in the game right now. There's just
Yes.
not even a time to get a second switch. Regardless what maneuvers he chooses, and assuming no one's in his way for the rest of the game, he's only flipping one light switch for the rest of the game.
Yeah, this one and Assaults score points really, really, really fast, and there's not much you can do to stop it. You know, and we basically have 2 games happening. It's a clock with it's a joust with a timer, a chess timer on it, and the Rebels really don't have anyone to blame but themselves for putting them in that position.
I was trying to think what made the last set of comments readings so fun, and this one's just like we're just watching a game going on. It's like, this is getting away pretty fast. I realized the problem is, unlike last game, we spending too much time actually talking about the game.
Well, like, here's the thing with some hot dice. Josh can come back It's just
Highly
I
unlikely.
hate relying on RNG to do that for you, right?
Yeah. Which raises its own interesting mathematical problem about what kind of reliability versus reward outcome for unlikely events do you just start pursuing?
Right.
It's like when you decide, hey, I can't shoot this Y wing anymore, I have to go shoot at the A wing, or whatever analogy works in 1 agility versus 3 agility ships.
Okay. Sloop there from Manaru. I mean, it's a nice sloop. Good looking sloop. Puts you in a nice position to get blocks.
That means Notorious will never trigger this whole game. Oh no.
Oh, Ahab. All right,
I
Ahab's just going to
recognize that
eat the
I've
crit.
equipped Notorious, but I have elected to ignore it.
Flying Mice says that's a 500 IQ sloop. Kind of
Trying to
agree.
understand.
It's a protective sloop.
It's a great block, and it's really good against stopping the double taps and like making sure pretty much only range 0 attacks in the future. Again, range 0 attacks could be anything. It's terrifying.
Yeah, but it stops any double tap, and
Yeah.
like the B wings being able to modify is so big. Here
There's the
comes CAD.
Here
I think I just
comes
barrel
the
roll
cat.
left, right?
Da, da, da,
Just barrel
da.
roll left.
Yeah, that way
Focus.
AP5 can't do the Soonser Killer on you. Like, yeah, he'll get extra dice, but you'll get an evade.
Yeah, you get the
Guaranteed.
free evade. You're still probably range 1 of everything, and it gives you a little more room for next turn.
Yeah, the more room is a really big one.
Plus,
If you
I
barrel roll,
think a 1 bank from Wedge does fit still, and you
yeah,
kind of want to avoid that.
if you also barrel roll forward, you can get a little bit in the way of AP.
Yeah. Here's Andrew. Andrew, there's really just nothing for Andrew to do. I think, see, I'm the type of asshole who says, take the lock on hobby here. The focus does nothing for you. You're not shooting. Like,
I understand that, but in TPS, sometimes it's just easy to just grab the focus.
yeah. Fly Mighty says Josh is YOLOing. I think that was the plan from the start, you know? And if you're going to do a plan, fucking commit. I like that he's committing to it.
Unlike Chicago, as to whether it has thin dish or deep dish pizza.
Now, this is interesting because that didn't bump on Manaru.
Yeah, it means there's no red focus. There's instead, so no mod donating to 10 or whatever.
But Gina doesn't have the lock on Manaru to do anything fun.
So like it's the roll for damage for self damage on Gina, but the big thing is she can actually modify her dice against Manaru if she shoots Manaru.
Infinite stop time for Maul. And gonna double calc with IG88D and Lando.
Oh, the IG88D already gives you the double calc. Lando gives you the rerolls for the calking.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's enabling Lando by using IG88D.
Beautiful machine that
the classic scum move. There's Wedge with the forward move. Is he in arc? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he has Manaru.
No, he does not.
I think I take this on Ahav. He just focused anyway, so he just said YOLO. All right.
Is Ahav and arc? Ahav's out of arc as well. He's only got Maul.
A panicked pilot's really Ahav.
He's 2-point TIE fighter. That's
you don't care.
That's like 2 satellites, which is half of his turn lead point gain.
Manaru takes a crit. It's a blinded. That's good. That kind of nullifies R5P8. He focuses.
Manaru has no arc relevant right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, next turn. Or turn after, or whatever. Shut up. And Maul takes a shield. Easy peasy, no worries there. Does
Oh, he
have
does have a
Aha for
Hoff.
Ranchu. I think you take that.
No Manaru.
I take that
Yeah,
shot
yeah,
all
just
day.
finish off
There's
the tie,
no
clear some
point in
board
shooting
space.
Maul right now.
Yeah. You have a decent chance of eliminating Gehov.
Yeah.
Especially with your
Especially if
other
you
ships.
shoot with 10, yeah.
He's
2
not
points is 2
C4.
points.
He's not going to jam you. Just shoot, gain points.
He's -2 greens against Maul. Why is he -2 greens? He's -1 green against Maul, and he doesn't have a lock on him for the Pro Tour.
I guess now he's deciding time to swing high. Time to hope for the best. Hope to get those crit chain going, and kill the infinite stop machine.
So this is 3-2.
Costs less than a Falcon.
Yeah. And does he
Spend focus, commit to the plan, just
yeah,
kill him.
you have to. Yeah, so Flying Mighty, he only gets 1 less die if he puts the wings up to rotate. Kind of like the U-Wing. So that's
you do the
shields down
disrespect
on
reroll with Maul. Yeah, disrespect reroll. There we go. Dodge.
Why did he get the reroll?
He's trying to calculate.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because Lando doesn't specify offense or defense, just when you're
doesn't.
rolling, attacking, or defending. After you roll dice, so heck, it could even be when you're doing an objective.
Gina into Manaru. Oh.
Ooh.
Gina does have a calculate. Turns that into a crit with marksmanship. Manaru is going to take it. Hit crit. Going into Manaru. I think that kind of guarantees what 10 has to do. Wait, how do you turn... How do you turn that into an evade?
Magic.
No,
Manru takes tokens. She doesn't, as you give tokens, she doesn't take tokens. She did a red maneuver. I guess Lou is cheating again.
Yeah, hold on. Excuse me. How did Manaru turn that focus into an evade?
I had a focus token.
How?
I have contraband.
He did contraband cybernetics.
Alright, I didn't see it. My bad. Alright, contraband focus. I didn't see that he did the contraband.
Well, in my defense, he forgot Notorious a lot, so we could forget contraband.
You have a one-track mind. Alright. So, Maul is going into Gina. I'm just going to go ahead and do that.
Force is good.
Oof, Gina.
Flanks are bad.
I mean, this is worst case for Rebels, right? They're getting outgunned and out objective. Like, this is what happens when you get the short end of the stick. You can say tunnel vision, sure, but like, I mean,
yeah, that too.
you gotta. No matter what version of this game you enjoy, it does come down to dice sometimes. And if your dice aren't... And I mean, Lou's done a really good job, too, blocking it up. And, you know, he's got 2 damage for free on Gina with the bumps, causing the bump there. And this is called Why I Don't Fly B-Wings, not named Braylon. I can't believe Cold Hard Facts isn't here for the B-Wings. Don't hurt my feelings, really.
B-Wings feelings.
I believe this is 10. 2 hits into Manaru. I think Manaru's at 3.
Manaru dies.
I think Manaru might actually be at 3 because I put 2 on him when I thought it was.
No, there's a bunch of cards there unless there's a hull upgrade. These things have like 6 hull, right?
Oh, it's a hull breach. So structural and another blinded. So Manaru's got 5. damage. So
Oh,
Manru's
okay. I thought.
alive
Okay.
on 1.
I miscounted the first card being drawn.
I'm
Again,
so bad
I was
at
looking
this.
at Wikipedia at the time.
So hull breach, structural damage. Couldn't fish out the double D there.
There are a lot of jokes to be made there, and I'm so proud of you for making none of them.
Thank you. Thank you. I practice self-restraint. Very Buddhist. Very Zen. There's Cad. Cad's going to get Gina down to 1. Andrew doesn't have the range. Ahaf. I think you got it. Yeah, you're going on Gina. Gonna try and make it rain on Gina. 1 hit. Gina has 1 shot to roll and evade. No. Down goes the moon song. Mary Thane, that's what you get. Dead. AP5, the killer.
Oh, has range 2 at CAD. Rolling only 2 dice, but no auto evade, and AP5 excels at range 2 to 3.
1 hit.
Not today.
I think this is into. I don't know. It's into Manor with the structural. All right, so that is a kill. AP5.
Points.
AP5 with the kill. With a kill.
So you mentioned "Down Goes the Moon" song. That raises this question: like, what moon song are we talking about? Are we talking about Claire de Lune? Are we talking about "Make It Mac" tonight?
Bad Moon Rising, CCR.
Okay, that's the best one.
I see a bad moon rising.
I would sing along, but I can neither sing and I don't remember the lyrics, so I just make weird morning noises.
It just doesn't stop me because I don't. There's some
See,
weird
that's
things
why...
that I care about. Like I care about like a lot, but like I don't get insecure about singing for some reason. I don't know.
So like that's why you need the helicopter to play it, because
no, that's Fortunate Son. You get the helicopter. Like,
well, I thought
silver spoon hand.
Wasn't Bad Moon Rising in Apocalypse Now?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I know Fortunate Son was in some other Vietnam.
Fortunate Son isn't anything about Vietnam. Literally, all you gotta do is listen to
Clearwater
Fortunate Son.
Revival's anything Vietnam. Creedence Clearwater Revival's anything Vietnam because they were the
it's
big,
the soundtrack of Vietnam, which is hilarious considering they hated Vietnam.
Well, that was the thing. Like a lot of the people who listened to the music were veterans who were like, "Why the fuck are we in here?"
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to my dad about it, and he straight up told me that his dad, my grandfather, took my dad and my uncle aside and told them, if you get drafted, I'm going to give you guys a shitload of cash, and I'm taking you to Niagara Falls. They lived in Niagara Falls, so they're going to take you to Niagara Falls. You're walking across the bridge to Canada, and I'll see you whenever I can see you.
That's a super cool dad.
Yeah. My grandfather didn't, like, he was, an old guy, so I'm sure he had faults. But, like, there was some shit he didn't play with, and Vietnam was one of them. He was a veteran, too. Like, he was in Korea. So it wasn't like he was, like, opposed to anything. It was that he was like, this is dumb.
I'm really glad you mentioned this, because this is where I was going to get moving into, and what I sort of alluded to when we were talking about camps and the edition wars of X-Wings. Like, how a lot of public discourse has been lost in just talking about these kind of things because there's intentional or unintentional conflation. Like, one of the ways the Nixon administration just manufactured a lot of consent for Vietnam was there was this massive campaign to basically say, support the veterans. If you're against the war, you're against the veterans, which a lot of the veterans said, no, that's not necessarily true. Definitely not in anecdotally this case or that case. But like, as in America today, it's not the veterans who listen to, it's the jingoists. So that's what was able to shift the whole conversation.
Which is why ISB jingoists should be 7 points each. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
The ISB jingoists are the ones who are trying to get the Empire and its civilians to get into any war just to maintain the Empire or whatever. and they do not care about the Academy pilots. They do not get health insurance for those 3 hull ships that blow up so easily and have all this PTSD from seeing this Sloan Swarm nonsense going on. The Jingoists have to go, and that's the only way of improving the Empire.
The ISB Jingoist is the only card that I'm uncomfortable to say.
I think
Does not-
Jingoism is a word. Jingoism is a word we definitely need in the vernacular because it
No,
goes
it's I know
without
it's
being
not,
said.
but it sounds like a slur. It just sounds like a slur.
It should be a slur, you fucking Jingoist.
Yeah. Yeah. Get him.
Although to be sure, if you tried to slur someone with the Jingoist word, you would just compliment them because that's just how certain minds work.
It's so weird. Everything's weird.
These are the conversations I wanted to have, not X-wing, not decided X-wing that takes 11 minutes per round,
There's just a lot of downtime.
which is excellent for just talking about random shit like your origins of Jeopardy.
I
and
excel
pizza.
at it. Like, it's great for me because I don't have to know anything about the game. And I can just talk about pizza and whatnot. We are allowed to be jingoistic during the Olympics, though. Yeah, 100%. Any kind of team competition where countries are involved, I'm 100% into. Could be field hockey, water polo. I'll go hard for the USA in water polo.
A lot of people go hard for anyone in water polo. There, I made the perfect joke for you.
We have vastly different definitions of the perfect joke.
I said the pervert joke, not the perfect joke. I'm making sure, unfortunately, that this is not a Twitch affiliated stream.
Don't look at me, Selber. I'm not the one saying that. Too Close to Home says pizza is good. Yeah, you're right. Real pizza is good. You know what's not good? Whatever
That
the
fake
fuck that
pizza over there.
deep dish bullshit Chicago's doing.
So we should just rename the No True Scotsman fallacy on the NCX Discord to the No True Pizza fallacy.
I don't know what any of those words are, but yeah, do it.
I would explain, but I'm bad at explaining.
Okay, fair.
I'm pretty sure I get it wrong.
Yeah, the perfect joke has Gollum impressions.
Yes, precious. We hate it forever.
That wasn't that bad. That was pretty good.
Smeagol hates nasty hobbitses. Smeagol wants to see them. Oh.
I've definitely heard worse. I'm fine with that. That was fine as far as I'm concerned. There is the lock from Wedge being coordinated by AP5. Thank you, AP, for your service. And here comes Hobby, doing nothing. Take a lock. You literally are in no danger. There's nothing you're doing here. Just take the lock.
Well, okay. The Gollum impression, it was irrelevant because we were talking about other pointy-eared, gremlin, weird, deformed creatures treated by slaves by so-called protagonists, and that was Dobby in the first joke. We're talking about Gollum now. So that vote was like an hour ago or so. That joke's long behind.
But I think Axel's point is valid. He would have voted yes if it involved that impression.
I would have voted yes if it was that original impression.
Yeah, see, I think we're all behind this. Oh man, is Ahab gonna be able to turn? Did Ahab just yeet himself? I think there's room for the one hard. I think there's room. Unless you get a damaged engine, you're screwed.
If that's one base with remaining, then he does have space.
Yeah, see, I think it is.
I'm really bad at gauging distance for this, and oh man, I'm gonna guess no.
I think he's got it. I think he's got space.
Extra Prime says Ahab wants to fight is precious.
The only problem with going for the block there is It's not gonna help you at all. Like Wedge is gonna bump and take the focus.
It's the flex block. Not sure the
Just so
entire
you
board.
know, in a different time, this block would have been lethal.
Yeah. That's a sad thing. That is what going back to range 0 attacks and what makes things sad. It's like with TIE fighters, like blocking hurts them so much. Like the barrel roll means no mods, and you gave a mod to the guy you blocked. You just denied positioning and other action decisions. And if that person is Wedge, well, they're rolling a 3v2. You're not going to be happy. But those were the before times. Now is the now, where we talk about Vietnam and Precious and Dobby.
Harry Potter must not go to Hogwarts.
What is happening? 10 is.
I think he wants. I can't say. I can't pretend to know.
Why?
Going out on his own terms with a rock. Well, how much health does this guy have? Oh, this guy's got 7 health, so he's not doing that either.
Well, he's just not going to get to shoot. He might get to shoot Andrew, but
Why does everyone want to shoot Andrew? He just wants to fly his maul in Missouri. That was a name joke, which is also a not good joke.
you try the barrel roll left here. I think I would try the barrel roll left. So if that fits, that's such a good shot on Wedge. Flying Mighty says the roll fails. Axel says thinks it fits. There's only one way to find out.
I was trying to think of something stupid to say, but then I realized all the stupid stuff I was saying was infinitely more stupid than what would be appropriate for stream.
I think it fits. He's just gonna focus. Boo!
There's a stop, man.
Wait, Maul stopped? What?
How about this? You can leave Jabba in extended or whatever, but you just ban contraband cybernetics.
Ban Jabba.
No. We have to make our ban lists effective but stupid. Ban Jabba, ruin the fun for everyone who on contraband cybernetics.
There is the one bank from Wedge, who will take.
I know it's toxic to mention the Reddit, but and especially since I don't have a Reddit account, I just lurk it. But I thought it was beautiful how someone had this whole post that's like, I love the ban list, and then lists the cards, and then doesn't even mention why the cards are good or bad to be banned. So like, which itself is a bit like excessively optimistic, and then that just garnered a whole lot of salt from people who were just pissed because they wanted to be angry.
That's a. Oh, I'm sorry. I put structure damage. It's a damage sensor array. I thought it was a structural. It's a damage sensor array on the Maul. So this should be a Pro Tort. In the bullseye.
Now, this Romeric Steel, this could be a chance to kill Maul and garner some points. Oh, yeah, put him in 13 to 12, so getting a little bit of points.
Oh, spend the focus. Make 2 crits.
Spend it. Just hope. Yeah.
Yeah, just spend the focus. Yeah, there it is. And this should be 2 crits as well. Maul only
World
getting
for American
1.
Steel.
Gets the evade, hit, crit in the Maul.
Oh, it's hit double crit.
Like I said, hit 2 crits in the Maul. Like I said the first time.
Now you're trying to
A
gaslight
loose
everyone in the audience.
stabilizer, infinite stopping Maul's done.
How the stabilizer fixes itself after 1 turn? If
Well,
if
okay,
you
yeah,
damage
but, like,
yourself with a
for 1
stabilizer, it
turn.
repairs.
And a damaged engine.
Yeah, so he's just gonna stop more. Like, I'll take the extra damage and stop more.
Yeah, the damage engine is useless. Maul. Wedge range 2, 10 range 2, AP range 3. Going into Wedge. Hey, diddle diddle.
It's understandable.
Wedge has got a fiddle. Gonna use Lando to reroll 1. And a force makes that 3 hits into Wedge. And Wedge can make that 2, so that'll be shields.
I'm gonna
Gosh.
check points here for a bit.
Really wish 10 didn't barrel roll out of a shot here. CAD, no dice. Literally. Andrew.
Wait, how many crew slots does the small have? Because I was trying to build out something resembling the small, just as like hey, super dice efficiency in 2.0. But then I
Believe
very quickly ran
4
out of
with
slots.
drop
It's like-
CP. You have to add drop CP.
Oh, okay, and that's a modification, right? Or
Yep, bottom. Mod slot.
oh, the swivel wing takes up the mod slot, doesn't it? So you got to pop that off to get the drop seat. Or am I wrong?
No, swivel wings that config.
Okay, I guess in the 2.0 community points, they just took away the mod slot for the gauntlets. Like, no mod slots. Unless I'm wrong.
Andrew, 2 hits.
Extra mod. Oh, the Night Brothers takes up
Wedge.
an extra mod in 2.0. That's why.
So Wedge down to
Okay.
2. Now in the realm of Ahav being able to kill him.
I actually like that.
One hit.
Again, talking about the wrong edition of the game. It forces you to choose between, hey, do you want the Night Brothers for evade tokens, or do you want the Jabba the Hutt slot?
Velvet says you also have to add the title.
Well, okay, so no. What I was saying, what I like about what the 2.0 people did is, in order to fly okay, so the title, Night Brother takes up 1 of your mod slots, and the Gauntlet or Maul's Gauntlet, at least in 2.0, has only 1 mod slot. If you take the title, you can't take Dropseat Bay, and if you take Dropseat Bay, you can't take the title. I think that works for being able to force you to decide how you want your Maul to function, instead of you get everything and it's only 8 points.
So AP shot at Maul, couldn't do anything. And that
Yeah,
is
it's a
3
2-die
more
gun
points.
against Boba Fett, but the Boba Fett trigger is a lot easier and a lot more potent.
So we're at 15 to 6 in favor of Lou, and you got to think 1 damage to Wedge does it here. Well, you don't have to think that. You know that 1 damage to Wedge does it. So Wedge pretty much has to go all in on nuking Maul. And 5 damage. You need crits. And you gotta hope for a double damage there.
Wedge is pretty much being sent to his death, so maybe send Wedge on the bridge across Niagara Falls with a bunch of American money and start a new life in Canada.
Listen, if Wedge two-hearted left right now, I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, just go to Canada. Just get out of here. Give yourself Wedge.
Maul for 8 is an absolute joke, says the Fly and Mighty. I think it's probably too cheap.
Yeah.
Especially with being able to infinite stop. The infinite stop really impacts the points.
Well, the thing is, like, even the mediocre ships in 2.5 are undercosted because, like, everyone gains stuff. It's just that the reason why they're mediocre is opportunity cost. Like, there's always something better that you can take for something similar to that. So, the main problem with Maul is just like he's so cheap compared to like a lot of the things that could do that try to do similar things. Like he's basically a Boba Fett that moves differently in terms of how he mods, how he trades. I actually wouldn't be opposed to seeing a 9-point Boba Fett instead of a 10-point and just make Maul 9 points as well. So, hey, do you want Boba Fett or do you want Maul?
I think Ahav would also be going to Canada, Axel.
Actually, Ahaf could just one hard port side and use Wedge to not fly off the board.
Yeah.
Because that Wedge block made it so he doesn't even have to worry about, hey, is my one hard starboard keeping me alive? So Buddha comments, and I'm actually checking the comments for once while not doing Smeagol voices or Dobby jokes. Circle back, Josh's squad could have taken down Maul earlier if he doesn't ignore objectives and takes down Maul early as he could be up. Yeah, like if he zoomed by, he could have grabbed him. It was really good delaying on Lou's side of just not moving to start off with Maul, just so that his formations is staggered. So like when the engagement starts happening, he shoots a bit into Manru, and then he's forced to decide: do I keep shooting at Manru, or do I change my focus to Maul? And Manru gets that blocking going on. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff Josh could have done. Also, his dice weren't particularly friendly to him, but like in how he set up the objectives, how he claims the objectives, and how he just staggered his formation, Lou's just been doing a really good job of making sure that this game was pretty much decided by turn 2. How expensive is Luke in 2.5? Let me check.
7.
7? Oh, jeez. It's a little mess with the lack of granularity and the inconsistency with who gets what and how points are determined. Like, I know it will never be like entirely granular, but as a proof of concept, but for like say other games, I'd like to see, even though I'm probably never playing 2.5 again, I like to see the system succeed to a degree just to see like, yeah, this style of costing things could work out. Oh, there's Cat's ability triggering. Because I could see, like, for games where granularity isn't too much of an issue, like, say, Dominion, like, which is a card game. Like, cards cost pretty much in a very set bracket of scales. Like, if you could take a system like that and have two different currencies going on, then could be interesting.
Thinking about what to do with 10 num right now.
Have the whole rebel squad go to Canada.
Seems wiser, really.
Blue's Canadian, right?
Sure is.
Ah, dang. They'll just be running into a trap.
Barrel roll can combo that with a focus or target lock. Make it a target lock.
Now, here's a question for you, Greg. Sorry if it's a little personal. How would you feel if Deep Dish no longer existed,
Okay,
but
great. Solid
everyone
start.
who lived outside of New York, the state, thought that Buffalo, New York was part of Canada?
They already think that. Nothing changes. But the only thing that changes is they
Oh,
get rid of
okay.
deep dish. Yeah, 100% fine.
Okay.
Literally nothing. That changes no life thing for me except getting rid of the crap pizza. There's a stop from all. Takes one from loose stabilizer. Fixes loose stabilizer.
Oh, how about this one? Chicago hot dogs don't exist, but everyone outside of New York thinks that Chicago invented New York style wings.
No. I don't have any issues with Chicago hot dogs. I just don't think they're like worthy of being their own thing. They're just regular hot dogs with peppers on it.
How do you pronounce Nadru's last name? Is it Sulak or is Salak?
That is 3 hits from Wedge. And he's going to Deadeye shot one of these. The loose stabilizer.
Which, as far as Stop Mall is a direct hit. Taking it all. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter with how the satellites are and what points are likely to be scored. Like, even if Maul goes down this turn, Wedge is
That's
definitely going
one.
down. Satellite advantage is still in Blue's favor.
1 hit left on Maul. And now Maul has to pretty much shoot Wedge. You get 1 damage in here, it's guaranteed to be over.
Spend the calculate or focus.
Doesn't spends the focus.
There you go.
And
Spend
then
2 force. That's game.
That's it. Hit crit into Wedge. It's a dead Wedge. And Josh just gonna see if we can rack up some points here.
Might as well. Maul's 8 points, which
Yeah, you
isn't
should
much
be
for
able
how
to-
good he is. But yeah,
Should be able to kill him.
there are some good hits.
That's 4 dice, and that's a dead maul. So 21 to 14 now before we add.
Hey, before you like clear the board when they're done, can you execute the hard one starboard for Ahab and see what happens?
Yeah, figure it out. And Cad taking the double banger into AP. How dare you? How dare you insult us by shooting AP? You know you're not getting damage in. 2 evades. Here it comes. 1, 2. Like I said.
I actually would be fine seeing AP die.
Well, yeah.
Oh, actually, would port side be better? Looks pretty dead even, so either direction.
Yeah, it looks pretty solid there.
All right.
All right. So Hobby, I think, is taking the shot into Andrew. For 2. That could kill Andrew on blanks. Not today.
Nope.
And I think that's it. 3 more points to Lou. 1 to Josh. That is a 24-50. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Killer gets a shot. Obstructed. Into Andrew. 1 hit. Go through. All right. Well, so it's TL1, right?
Flew off.
Way off.
Went to Canada.
That is so far off. Let's see. TR1.